Pixel Fold 2. Some of the information is leaked out about it, and it's really promising compared to this phone, the Google Pixel Fold. Now, many of you probably didn't buy the Pixel Fold, and you probably have thoughts and feelings on it, but for those of you who did, you might have some disappointment like I had. I was very, very frustrated from the get-go because, well, they put the Tensor G2 in here, and I really, really was not happy about that at all because, well, the Tensor G2 is an okay chip, but the thing is, they put the phone out basically 2 months before the Tensor G3 and the Pixel 8 series phones came out. And I'm like, why in the world did you give me an $1,800 phone that has a cropped version of the Pixel 7a camera and has the Tensor G2 in it, 128 gigabytes of storage? Like, there's a lot of things about this phone that really rubbed me the wrong way. And the biggest one was they just didn't wait and put the G3 in it. The Tensor G3 is a very, very good chipset. I would have been to the moon and back if this phone had the Tensor G3 in it, but it does not, and because of that, well, the modem is not the best, it does get hot sometimes, the battery life is terrible. I get it, there's like 5 or 6 of you out there who get good battery life want to argue with me, and that's fine. If you get good battery life for you, that's great, but I know a lot of people who don't, and based off my experience, the battery life is not good. So all of this could have been alleviated if they just waited and put the Tensor G3 in it, which if you're charging $1,800 for a phone, absolutely, you should have the best of the best of the best. And it really kind of created a lot of issues for this phone, especially knowing that you paid all that much money, and then you look right around the corner, we get the Tensor G3, we get the Pixel 8, we get all these new AI features. They're not really rolling out to this phone, and they're not even really rolling out to the Pixel 8. Mostly they're going to the Pixel 8 Pro, so it's like, why in the world am I stuck with this phone that I paid $1,800 for, and it's missing a lot of things that really would have made it a much better phone and were in Google's hands to control, and then they just didn't do it. It felt like a major cop-out, and felt like a cash grab. It felt like they were just trying to put something together to make sure they got it out last minute, and then folks like me went out and bought it. Now, I did buy it the first time. I bought it outright from Google, and then I returned it within like a week because I was like, this phone is not worth $1,800. And then a few days later, I was in Las Vegas. I was walking down the strip. I saw they had it over at T-Mobile. I happen to use T-Mobile. And they had a deal where if I bought it, all I had to do was just buy the phone, and they gave me $1,000 off. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. I make Pixel content. I liked the Pixel Fold for a lot of reasons. But at $800, it's much more palatable. So I said, if you could get a good deal on it, if you could get $1,000 off, that's a good deal. I didn't even have to trade in a phone. Like, they were just had a good deal on it. So I'm like, all right, $1,000 off, $800. I'll try this again. And there are things I like about it. The form factor, not the most favorite thing to me, but I absolutely love the front screen experience. It feels nice and premium. I think the porcelain color is absolutely beautiful. The camera, despite the fact that it's basically the Pixel 7a array of cameras, is still pretty decent. And the Tensor G2 is not the worst thing in the world. Like, it runs largely the way that it's supposed to. It's just that it was overpriced for what they put in it. They should have only charged like $12.99, $13.99. But I get it. New technology, first generation foldable phone, new hardware, all these different things. So that's all hunky-dory, except then like 2 months later, the Pixel 8 series phones came out, and it's like, why did you do this to us? Especially after we found out the Tensor G3 was so good. Like, the Tensor G3 is a good chip. Despite people who are like, it's a mid-tier chip, it doesn't compete, it's only as good as a 3-year-old phone, blah, 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 blah. Like, you guys have said it enough. You know. I don't get jiggy with that. I believe that the Tensor G3, for all the reasons I've listed in a lot of the videos, is a very good chipset. Are you going to run AAA titles on it and run them maxed out? No, but that's not why anybody's buying a Pixel. It's good for AI. It's good for day-to-day stuff. It's basically got a 3 gigahertz processor in it. That's good. I don't know why in the world we're calling a 9-core customized processor with 3 gigahertz a mid-tier chip. It just really, really, really is not by any stretch of the imagination. So I was happy. I was very happy when I saw this leak, because whenever I was going to put a tweet out, and I tweeted about this after the fact. 2 days ago, I was sitting on my phone and I forgot to do it. I was going to tweet. I said, you know, it would be great if the Pixel Fold 2 is going to come with the Tensor, the next one is going to come with the G4, not the G3. I think that would go a long way. I didn't put the tweet out, and lo and behold, I wake up the next day and there's leaks and rumors saying, oh, the Pixel Fold 2 is going to have the Tensor G4, not the G3, and I think they said like 16 gigabytes of RAM. So that tells me Google's listened. Hopefully they watched one or two of my videos. They probably did, just because they don't send me much anymore. Anyway, I'm just joking. I've got a pretty good relationship with Team Pixel, and they send me some things, but I still haven't gotten invited to Google I/O. Like, I'm really trying to get to Google I/O, but gosh darn it, my mouth gets in the way sometimes. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited about the possibility of a Tensor G4. If it comes out, even if it's still $17.99, Tensor G4, if it's got an upgraded camera in it, it's got better battery life, and they do a couple of the other fixes, I think it'll be a really good phone. I think it'll compete really well, and it has to. We've already seen a lot of the leaks and the rumors talking about the Fold 6, the Z Fold 6 from Samsung. A lot of stuff we've seen. It looks like they're redesigning it. It looks like it's going to have a bigger front screen, really addressing a lot of the issues that we've had. And then we had the OnePlus Open, which was just such a fantastic folding phone. I still like the S Pen experience with the Fold 5. And for me, that really kind of takes it over the edge and puts it as number one for me. But if you come out and we got a redesigned Fold 6, we got a OnePlus Open, which OnePlus, hopefully you're paying attention and you put an S Pen, or you put some sort of stylus with it. We know that you can do it because of the Oppo Find N3 has a stylus support over in China. So if we get a OnePlus Open that has a stylus, if we get a redesigned Z Fold 6, and then if they go back to the drawing board and really beef up the internals and give us the G4, not even the G3, more RAM and fix some of these other things, man, we're going to have ourselves a race. Like, we're going to have a really good race whenever it comes to this fall, because that'll be like peak form for everybody. It's like when everybody gets ready to leave that starting line for the 100-meter dash of the Olympics, like, everybody's so close, you got to wait and see what happens and see who actually wins. So I'm all about it. I'm about competition. I'm about value. I'm about people, like companies putting in the good hardware, doing the work to earn our dollars. Not just rehashing things, not using old stuff that's on the shelf that nobody really liked. Like, people weren't happy about the Tensor G2 and the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. Why would they be happy with it in the Pixel Fold for $1,800, right? So that's kind of where my stance is on it. But I really hope that these rumors and these leaks are true, because that would be great for those of us who are Pixel fans, and that would make me really excited about the Pixel Fold 2. And then, addressing the elephant in the room, hopefully they have really good trade-in value on the Pixel Fold, right? Anyway, largely I think it's a decent phone, especially if you get a good deal at $1,000 off. I've been pretty happy with it, other than the battery life for me is just atrocious. But crossing my fingers and saying a prayer at night, hopefully we end up with a Pixel Fold 2 that meets these things, has the new Tensor G4. That would be awesome. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the first one, and then what your thoughts are on the prospects of this beast mode Pixel Fold 2. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please go in the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.